Let's bring in former Deputy Press Secretary to President Trump, Hogan Gidley. Hogan, let me please give you the details. They're disturbing. The Times reports Senator Schumer, quote, swallowed concerns for months and kept quiet about Biden's senility, but that Senator Schumer ultimately decided to privately tell Biden, quote, he needs to step down. He cannot, in other words, don't run again, that he risked going down in American history as one of the darkest figures in American history. What do you think?
You know, you said that this was one of the biggest political scandals of the hour. I think it's one of the biggest political scandals of the last 100 years. For everyone who knew Joe Biden, stories are now trickling out saying they were talking about his mental and physical decline. The media, after that debate, had no choice because the American people actually saw that Joe Biden was so far off the reservation at that point. And they tried to pretend as though they had found Jesus all of a sudden and said, oh, we're just finding out about Joe Biden. So spare me the media getting congratulations for recognizing what we all were talking about now for years. And even other stories have pointed to the fact that staff knew this almost on day one in the spring of his first year, trying to pull him back from meetings. This was a horrific situation in the White House. This is the tip of the iceberg. We're going to find out more in the weeks and months and years to come.
You think Trump's going to release
scandal?
You think President Trump's going to release more about this, Hogan? Because the New York Times report also says President Biden even often forgot in the middle of their phone conversations why Biden had called Chuck Schumer in the first place. He forgot what he had called about. So, you know, USA Today show it. USA Today says Joe Biden can't leave fast enough. How does this cover up in Biden's senility recast his legacy, recast all of the decisions he made throughout his 4 years? Because, again, the New York Times and Wall Street Journal is reporting they did purposely, from day one, circle the wagons, cut off access to Biden, shut down his schedule. He started at 10, ended at 4 in the afternoon. They just ring-fenced him off from everybody because they knew about his decline.
Well, having served with President Trump in the White House in the first term, it's not a 10 to 4 job. It's a 24-hour job. Obviously, Joe Biden wasn't up to it. But his legacy is one of failure, in large part because the policies he put in place hurt the American people. Of course, wide open southern border, wars breaking out all over the world, crippling inflation, crime spiking in our streets. But this cover-up of his mental and physical decline, I think, still is one of the biggest scandals in American history, especially as it relates to what people did for this president. The cover-up and the carrying of water by the mainstream media was absolutely, because this person is in control, supposedly, of the nuclear codes. This person is leading the world's leading superpower, and he wasn't with it. We're finding out now cabinet secretaries, senators, staff knew it, and no one said anything. And for all the talk of getting Trump out of office using the Constitution, everyone knew this about Joe Biden. Yeah. And no one said anything and tried to have him removed. You know, I think it's just egregious.
One part of the story is really disturbing is that ranking members of House Armed Services could not reach President Biden during the Afghanistan crisis. They felt he was way too optimistic, way too Pollyannish about how, oh, this will be okay, Kabul will be fine, Afghanistan will be fine, 13 troops now dead. And reports coming in that he did just want that headline that America pulled out in time for the 9/11 20th anniversary.
Of course, and one of the worst decisions by a president ever. And when I was in the White House, I got calls all the time from reporters who said, people at the Pentagon say this, what say you? Joe Biden didn't get a single question when he tried to pretend as though no general told him this would lead to disaster the way he pulled out. And then we find out he was told that, but he wanted the political headline. What a disgusting move by Joe Biden. And 13 people who served this country are now dead because of his decision. He owes those families and this country an apology. Monday cannot come soon enough.
Hogan Gidley, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.